All right, it's episode 6 of the Cringeworthy podcast. I am your host, Kalina Ote. I am in the Jazz Fuzz Studios, and with me this episode is Brian Johnson. Brian gave us yet another solid show. Our ups and downs, our psych ward stories. There's just so much more to come, but I'm not going to tell you about it now. What I will say about Brian is if you would like to catch him, which you should, he is a great comic. I have seen him. I have not met him. Like we've crossed paths, but we've never, this is the first time you're going to hear us getting to know each other and really like delving into any type of, formal situation, I guess I should say, although it's actually quite hysterical at the same time. You can catch him at Second City on December 30th at 8 p.m., okay? On Facebook, he is Bipolar BJ. On Twitter, he believes he's still at Bipolar BJ, so check him out on there. For the Cringeworthy podcast, which is what you're listening to right now, we are on Twitter at CringePod. Facebook, The Cringeworthy Podcast, and Instagram, we are still Cringe Podcast. The biggest thing you can do for the show is go to iTunes, rate us 5 stars, and leave us a comment, and I'll read your comments on air. And guess what? We had a comment from November 19th. I didn't even know. Li Chick 1007 said, love listening to this. Gross as advertised. Thank you so much. But quite hysterical. Love the LI references. What? And the teenage boys will hashtag truth. If you think also that you have a cringeworthy story for us, email us cringepod@gmail.com. The cringiest story, we will send you a bottle of Malort to play along at home. Why Malort? Well, you're just going to have to listen to why. So here we go. Episode 6 with Brian Johnson.
Friday, get ready to party with your own Wayne. With them as always is Garth. Party on Wayne and party on Garth. Wayne's World. One thing I must say about Wayne's World, even though it's one of my favorite comedies of all time, one joke that doesn't hold up well is the joke. I learned that true love can't exist between two grown men. I thought that was hilarious when I was 8 years old. It's like, yeah, true love can exist between two grown men.
We weren't there yet. We were still like, I mean, it still wasn't an issue that he was living in his mom's basement, and because like it's like you can, but he did have a cable access show, so actually that would still be very cool.
Yeah,
be like shit. And, but how old were they supposed to be?
Yeah, I know Dana Carvey was like in his late 30s. They were supposed to be like in their they're supposed to be like in their early 20s. But back then it was much easier to have your own place. But these days, like you're 25, you live with your parents. That's cool.
Well, unless you're in Chicago, and then sometimes it's like that actually made sense why you had to go and do that, because I think a lot of people move in with their parents after the fact. They're like, oh, that's real. Okay, hold on. I went a little far, a little fast.
Yeah.
And by the way, hey Brian, how's it going?
How's it going, Clint?
This is our guest, Brian Johnson.
I'm good. A little cold on the way here. Caused, if I can make you a little cringe right now, caused really bad shrinkage, so bad I had to pee sitting down.
Oh no. Oh my God. That's bad for you guys from what I understand. I don't have that. I mean, I have to do it all the time. So really I can just huddle up for warmth whenever I have to pee. That's like the best part of it. So thanks for coming. Brian came from out of town. Brian came on the Metro.
Yeah, I get to ride Metro. from Grace
suburbs.
Grace Lake. I get to ride Metro, Pace, and CTA for free because thanks to Rob Blagojevich. Thank you very much, Rob Blagojevich. Where is that? This is about.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I get to ride Metro, Pace, and CTA.
Oh, fuck yeah. All right, Blagojevich, you did something. Something. Way to go.
He did some good. Doesn't justify some of the other stuff he did, but he did some good.
I feel like we've seen worse dailies.
I mean,
so much worse.
I mean, if you look at the current presidential administration.
Oh my God.
I mean,
just trying to pretend they don't exist.
Blagojevich tried to make some money off appointing getting out Barack Obama's sentencing. Not as bad as rigging an election.
I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what the Electoral College helps with. The Electoral College helps with the rigging of elections.
To be fair, both Hillary and Trump did try to cheat to win. Hillary did have the questions fed to her at before the debates, but it's not as bad as what Trump did.
Right. Being him.
Yeah.
Which is really like the worst offense that he could do. So we had our pre-show banter.
Yeah.
And we got to know each other a little bit, but these guys need to get to know you a little bit too. So Brian is a comedian. He performs in Chicago at some mics and showcases. I don't like Brian and I have met prior, but we haven't really hung out. It's still like that on that, like, I who is Brian Johnson?
Yeah, well,
who is he?
We've had the occasional chat on Facebook about how much racists and homophobes suck.
Yeah, very much so.
We've run into each other at old mics, but we haven't had like a long drawn conversation. We did it on here. I'm a Chicago-based comic for the most part. I've performed at showcases in Illinois, Wisconsin, Indiana, Michigan, and Oregon. I'm a regular at Kenosha Comedy Club.
Fuck yeah.
But you can't say fuck there.
You can't say fuck there.
Can't say fuck
you can
there.
say fuck on this podcast. But do not go to the Kenosha Comedy Club and think you're going to say your fuck shit pussy jokes.
Yeah.
Because they will throw you out.
Yeah.
They have a no tolerance policy.
Yeah, it's not the owner. It's a hotel. It's a hotel. So just so they don't think I'm saying it's bad about them. So I actually do like doing. I actually do like doing clean shows because it's good.
Really?
I like doing clean shows, even though most people know me as a dirty comedian because it's a good chance to show my stuff. I was actually in a clean. The first time I ever worked clean was in 2007. I was in the Highland Park Comedy Festival, and Hannibal Buress won it the year before. Obviously, this was before he was famous, and he was in the contest the same night as me.
What?
I somehow managed to get more votes than him in that round. I don't know how.
What?
I don't know how. He was legitimately funnier than I was.
Whoa.
And I made it to the finals. I came this close to winning, and I was just trying to do my thing. And then I had a little Bartman moment. Someone was waving for me from the audience, like what? And then I'm right here, and someone walks right in front of me. It threw me off. I didn't have a comeback that wasn't dirty. Possibly cost me the contest. I mean, it would have maybe helped me a little bit of winning that if I won the whole contest. I don't think I'd be like as big as Hannibal, but
damn, that's pretty fucking awesome. Oh my god. You beat Hannibal Buress in a comedy contest.
But he should have won. To be fair, he was funny. He was legitimately funnier than I was.
I mean, you got the most votes, man. The crowd has spoken.
Second most.
Second most votes. Right. All right, cool. So Brian came to us obviously for a very big reason, and it's actually the theme of this podcast, which is cringeworthy. Cringeworthy stories, cringeworthy opener, and our opener. So Brian is not familiar with Malort. And so tonight, and Brian usually doesn't drink, but he said he would taste it. Well, so he's going to taste it with us.
I can drink. It's just hard alcohol.
Just not hard alcohol, which unfortunately Malort is considered, even though it's fucking awful. So let's do it. Let's throw ourselves into it. Cheers to Cringeworthy. Here we go. Oh, man. God damn it. I keep thinking maybe I'll get used to it, and I just never got. I don't think it's going to happen. This is
almost as bad as the worst thing I ever tasted that was meant to be consumed, which I'll get to after I did what will be cringeworthy with was mucimist, which is stuff for your liver that I had to take.
Oh, this stuff, it was bad like this. Like, did it stick in your mouth? Yeah, it sticks in your mouth, right? It just doesn't go away.
Yeah,
it just hangs. Oh God! All right, let me.
Watch. Probably tonight there'll be
my whole body shrivels up.
Watch. Probably tonight I'll get a really beautiful woman that wants to make out with me, and then she'll be like, "Oh, okay, we're done."
Oh God! Hopefully it'll be gone by then, but you never know with this shit. So that's the first time you've had this, right?
Yeah.
Talk about shrinkage. Did you get it again? Because like, if I had a penis, I feel like it would shrink it every time I drank that. I'd be like, oh.
I think it feels like comfortable, but I don't think it's gotten to the point that it shrunk it.
So you did have a taste.
I did.
Imagine that. Yeah. That was, it was awful.
On the walk here, I met up with Kalina at the Starbucks at Lawrence and Broadway because my train stopped at the Wilson stop. Yeah. They said they were expressing because of track construction. So then I had to piss when I got here, and it was so bad, and the shrinkage was just so bad I had to piss. I could have peed standing up, but the people at Jazz Fuzz, I wouldn't be like, sorry man, I peed all over your bathroom.
I know you.
Wouldn't be a good icebreaker. Wouldn't be a good icebreaker. I like to have in the show business. I like to have as few enemies as possible. Like if someone's
that's a good idea.
If someone's doing something wrong, like we've all made mistakes. I made my share of I've done instead my share of stupid things. But unless someone's doing something that's just evil, I don't call them out on it.
Right.
So like if I usually just live and let live. But I try to have as few enemies as possible.
I feel like that's just a good motto to have for everybody.
Most of my enemies in comedy have been caused by either a miscommunication or they took something the wrong way, or they decided to make enemies on it because they didn't think I was funny. But I don't have to, like a lot of comics on the scene say, oh, I hate most comics. I don't hate most comics. Yes, they are flawed people. I mean, if I were a female comic, I probably have a lower opinion of comics because like literally every straight female comic I know has had problems with male comics hitting on them. If I was a female comic, I'd probably think better.
Oh yeah, every woman has. For sure.
But for the most part, I like about 90% of comics I meet.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, Chicago's got a pretty good comedy scene. I will say that. Like, I think that like when I came here, it seemed stronger, and then there was a little bit of a rift. Then like shit kind of just started getting a little like weird, and like there was a lot of like the stories with date rape, drugs, and then there was like just like I don't know. I felt like it kind of hit a lull, but I think it's coming back fine.
Yeah,
and like now, like there's still pretty strong communities. There's like tight knit like groups on Facebook and like mics that you'll see the same people at, and like
ever since the Bill Cosby scandal broke 5 years ago, it opened the doors that people felt more, and especially after Me Too last year, like people felt more comfortable telling their stories about predators.
Yeah,
so I think maybe like the predators were so. I know there's going to be more instances of people who I personally like finding out they're predators and then feeling betrayed, but it's scared them out. I might sound like a traitor to my own kind, but the fact that it's a male dominated field, that has to do with it. Like other male dominated fields have similar problems, such as the military or the government.
Pretty much any male dominated organization has. That's why there's such a push, and it is so important to like diversify those things. And like whenever like guys are like, what can I do? Take a step back. Just take a step back. Let them tell you what to do. Don't give suggestions necessarily. Just listen and then take what they say for heart. And that goes for like women, people of color, black people. Like, listen, if you're not them, just listen to what they say and do what they say. Don't don't guess. Don't just take a step back. Go, what can I do? And then take that advice.
Like I've tried to get with female comics before, sometimes successfully, sometimes unsuccessfully.
Well, yeah, it's not to say don't. I mean, here's the thing. Like I think some people take it to the extreme of like, oh, you can't hit on a woman. That's not true. But if you know what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
You know when you're being a creep and when it like makes sense. You know when you're making someone fucking cringe, or like when you're making someone feel really shitty. And if they tell you no, take that no. Don't push it any further. Like even I had a friend tell me, I love this story. I had a friend tell me once, she was like, here's the thing. I like random penises. I think it would be hot to walk into a room and a guy was jerking off waiting for me. I would love that. She goes, but I like that. I'm okay with it. I wouldn't necessarily say no. But if I walked in and I said, ew, no, I would not expect resistance. I would expect immediate, oh shit, I'm so sorry. I'll let myself out because that's fucked up. And I was like, exactly. It's not to say you can't have your kinks and quirks and that there aren't people that won't, and that maybe you don't think you met a woman who's into it. But if you thought that and you were wrong, then you just put it right back and you say, I'll let myself out and thank you so much. And then that's what you do.
The only creepy thing I admit that I said to a female comic one time, one night I had to get a filling on my mouth. And I was in a lot of physical pain, so I took too much pain medicine.
Oh, no.
And then I was hitting on a female comic I was friends with we were IMing one night, and I got a little high. I was hitting on her, and then she told me she didn't unfriend me. She was really cool about it, and I apologized to her in person. I said, "Look, I took too many pills. I'm not like that." She understood, but we're still friends. He's probably one of my best friends on the scene. So,
that's dope.
So
that's nice.
So, but if that's the creepiest thing I've ever done to a female comic, then I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah. Oh my God. Now, okay, I want to segue into it because speaking of pills, I know you got some cringeworthy stories. We were talking about this on the way, and one of them happens to do with an overdose.
Yeah.
And I am very curious because I didn't ask the entire walk any details, and that is not usual for me. I am very nosy. I'm very inquisitive. I'm very much like to torment myself. Obviously, that's why I do this show. So, can you tell us the overdose story?
I sure can.
That's the one. All right, let me get it.
Okay, so I was 22 at the time. My life wasn't going so well. I had a suicide attempt when I was 16 that I swear I would never try it that way again. When I was 16, I jumped off a bridge and into freezing cold into water in October.
Whoa.
And the reason why I would never do that again is because I got a catheter for it. And my dick hole kind of looks like Pete Rose's mouth.
Oh God! Oh, because of the catheter at 16.
Well, not because of that, but I have dry semen, so my dick hole kind of looks like this. So as you can imagine, it hurt.
You could Google that.
It really hurt, but it wasn't as painful as what I went through in the psych ward afterwards when I was being made fun of by two of the social workers in the psych ward.
Oh God! Oh my God! I can't even imagine. Wait, hold on. I do have a question. Where was this bridge? Where did you dump off a bridge? It was 5 minutes. It was 10 minutes from the house I grew up in. Wow. Now you grew up in Illinois?
I grew up in Illinois, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Antioch, it's a small town just south of the Wisconsin border.
Yeah. Oh my God. I know exactly.
It was judged the 10th biggest redneck area in Illinois. Like I've
Antioch?
Yeah. I mean, well, okay. I know you're from farther for the other part of Illinois, but downstate, but
they're up there.
It's the 10th biggest I've gotten into it with a few old friends of mine from high school because they've declared jihad on me for mocking their prophet Trump.
Oh no! Oh God! Oh my God!
I've actually found myself hating people in my high school more now than I did when I was in high school.
Yeah. Because I feel like you finally realized what real fucks you were dealing with back in the day. It's like it's a time you knew they sucked, but then you look back and go, "Oh no!" Like, and then they got worse.
A lot of them got worse. And I also have to see racist memes about how dare black people question the police.
Oh, I unfriend those people. I stopped being nice. I was like, nope, never mind. If I ever see anything like that on my feed, but I never do because I don't friend people like that at all. I am not a bridger of gaps. I will burn the bridge.
It's gotten to the point where when someone friends me, I get on my computer, I scroll through their feeds and check their posts first. Like even if it's a comic trying to network, like there aren't too many Trump supporting comics in the Chicagoland area.
Yeah,
when I get them from other parts of the country, like I had one from Louisiana today, and I scrolled through his feed, and he said he called the cops on someone for smoking marijuana. I don't know if it was a joke or not, but he wasn't worth the risk.
Yeah, hell no.
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
So I mean,
wow. Okay, so you jumped off wow. Okay,
and then I was feeling depressed again when I was 22. There was a girl I really liked. I was in the friend zone. This was back when MySpace was the thing.
Oh yeah.
And
MySpace.
She I don't know if it had an unfollow feature, which if I knew I would have utilized. Like I really liked this girl, and she picked another guy over me, which she had every right to do. But I had to constantly see MySpace bulletins about how great her boyfriend was.
So wait, I don't remember if you could do that. Could you do that with MySpace? Could you unfriend people, right? You could unfollow them or
I wanted to, it would have been nice if I could have just, because like sometimes I admit these days, like if there's a girl I really like and we're in the friend zone, sometimes I unfollow her. I mean, it's nothing against her. I just don't want to see like her and her boyfriend kissing at the Eiffel Tower.
Fair.
So.
Fair. That's fair. Sometimes it's just not worth torturing yourself over. You're like, you know what? What's done is done. It just didn't work out, and move on.
Yeah.
And don't watch the kissing at the Eiffel Tower. It will not help. It will only hinder.
I was going through a lot, and this was when I just started doing comedy at the old comedy club in Waukegan. I thought the owner was a good person, and it turns out that person wasn't. That person was on Def Jam in the 90s, and I thought that person knew a lot about comedy. The first set I ever did, I crushed, and then I was feeling confident. The owner always made me feel like less of a person because I talk kind of fast.
Aw.
I have
That's your thing. That's just you.
I only get about 2 minutes on stage, and everyone else will get like 5 to 7.
Bogus.
If this was like I said, this was back when my sister was thinking, if we had Facebook groups at the time, I probably would have made the commute to Chicago or Milwaukee to do a mic instead of just wasting my time there. And I was kind of unknowledgeable. So I was going through some stuff in there. I had some family drama to deal with like alcoholism in my family. My brother had a big drinking problem, and I had to deal with his late. I had a landline at the time.
Oh,
and there was no way to shut it off, so I had to block people from landline. So I'd get calls from landline, and I just eventually had enough. So I decided to try a new way of killing myself. How many pills do you think would you be able to take and live?
I guess it would depend on the pill.
Well, okay.
So wait, is it prescription pill?
Over the counter sleeping pills?
Ooh, not many. Because I'm thinking, I'm like thinking, I've tried overdosing on ibuprofen before.
So have I. I did that 2 years ago.
It doesn't work. It's so much that like you get full, and then you go, ugh, now I'm just sleepy, and then I'm kind of jazzed, and then I'm kind of, I don't know what I feel like. Yeah. So it's weird, but. So sleeping pills, I wouldn't think so. I would think 11. I think that's high. I think that's real high. I would say 5 before you start, like your heart starts going. I don't know if we could do this.
I took 100.
No, you did not.
Oh no, fucking way. They don't make them. It's because they don't make them as strong as they do in the 80s that they did in the 80s. If I did that in the 80s, I probably would have died. And I took a bunch of Oxycontin, Vicodin, and 6 Mike's Hard Lemonades.
No,
and I lived.
100 pills.
They don't make them as strong as they used to. That's why I'm still here.
Oh my God. 100 what? 100 of what?
They were generic sleeping pills. It also might have been because they were generic and not too strong.
Jesus Christ. 100 with 6 Mike's Hard Lemonades.
And some Oxycontin and Vicodin.
Dude. Yeah. Oh my God.
So then I fell asleep for about 16 hours. I woke up covered in puke and piss.
You woke up? First of all, you woke up.
Yeah.
The fuck?
My eye was totally crossing. Like I'm cross-eyed. My eye was totally crossing. I woke up covered in puke and piss. My penis was about this big.
And for the listeners, I'm gonna be nice and say it was 2 inches. It was that's about 2.
Yeah. So then I realized I had 2 choices. I could be brain damaged. I could be brain damaged the rest of my life, or call an ambulance. So I called an ambulance.
So where were you living at the time? Where are you at?
Same place I am now. I've lived in the same place for 15 years.
And nobody checked on you?
It's a 1-room low income housing apartment. I live by myself.
Oh, you live by yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, see, in my head, I was still thinking about you staying with your folks and shit. So you didn't even have anybody to check on you. It's not because 16 hours is not that big of a deal. Like sometimes it takes 24 hours before you talk to your friends, and they're close friends.
And then I called.
What the fuck?
I called an ambulance, and then.
Wait. So are you like coherent? After 100 pills?
Yeah, I was really out of it. I was really out of it though. Like the most messed up I've ever been.
But you still were able to call 911. I mean, I guess that's why they shortened it to 911. They were like, yeah, we can't have a phone number.
Yeah.
We have to like 3 digits in case someone takes 100 pills, sleeping aids, Oxycontin, and what was the other
Mike's
one?
Hard Lemonade.
And Mike's Hard Lemonade. Fuck.
Yeah, the reason I had the Oxycontin and Vicodin was because I just got my wisdom teeth taken out. This is what happened. When I got the doctor closed the door and says, "Okay, don't say you're bipolar, otherwise it'll take longer for me to get the surgery done." And then the surgeon gave me Oxycontin and Vicodin. I got really messed up from that.
Oh my God!
Like technically I could have sued the doctor for that, but it was partially my fault.
They were trying to help.
He was trying to help, and I had a hand in it too. Like I was in a lot of physical pain and wanted it to go away, but I should have walked out of it right there. So then I got rushed to the local hospital.
Oh my God!
And they operated on me for a while. And I was sent to the room, and my legs move. I have to move around a lot. Like I have trouble sitting still. I don't know if I have restless leg syndrome, but I was sexually assaulted when I was 4 years old.
Oh Jesus!
So it was by a 9-year-old bully in the neighborhood. Someone was doing it to him.
Usually that's where kids learn that shit. Fuck.
That's part of the reason why I'm a little jittery. Like my hands shake a little bit. I have trouble sitting still sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Understandable.
So my legs kept going in a bicycle motion when I was, and then the nurse goes, "Are you retarded or something?"
Oh my God.
The nurse called me retarded.
Oh my God.
And then they had to operate on me, and I tried giving the nurse the middle finger, and the guy who was gonna operate on me thought I was flicking him off. And then I started to heal a little bit.
Oh no. So wait. Operate how?
Like
how do they operate on you?
They had to pump my stomach or something. I forgot what it was.
Do they still do it the tube-wise down the throat, or is there
I didn't get
another way?
down the throat, but they had to like pump my stomach and get me to vomit all the bad stuff out.
Oh, more vomit? Like you had to vomit more than you already.
I had trouble talking because every time I talk, a pill would something would explode in my mouth, and I'd have like puke, and I had to take Mucomist.
God, that's just fucking
Mucomist, which wasn't even as disgusting as the Malort. I had to. It was probably the only liquid I've ever. I've never drank piss, but probably the only liquid that was meant to be consumed that was Mucomist that was worse than it. We had to mix it with Coca-Cola to get me to drink it, and even then it was nasty.
What is it? What's Mucinex?
It's for your liver. It's for your liver. For like some people who are like longtime alcoholics have to take it.
Okay.
It's to heal your liver because that's how messed up.
But it's a liquid.
It's a liquid, yeah.
Ugh. How much do you have to drink?
I had to drink it for like the next week and a half, I think.
Like just a tablespoon, or it's like a bottle a day?
Like about this much, I'd say. Like about a capsule full.
Oh.
Like I'd say about this much full.
Oh, so that's not, but still.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So
Mucinex, it's called.
Not Mucinex. Mucomist. Mucomist. Yeah.
Still sounds like mucus.
Yeah.
It's still a disgusting way to describe something.
So I almost had another catheter put in me. I said, "Yeah, put it in." Like, no, don't. I didn't have feeling in my penis for a while, and I eventually got, like, when I was in the psych ward, I eventually got used to my penis back. But
so after they pump you, then like where do they just take you to recovery, and then they're like, "Oh no, we're totally taking you to a psych ward." Or do they just take you straight to the psych ward?
After they had to pump me first, but Illinois state law, if you try to kill yourself, you have to spend at least 3 days in a psych ward.
Okay.
So I thought I've been in psych wards before. I thought going to Highland Park was a good idea because it was good when it was privately owned, but when they merged with these Nazis at North Shore Health, they became really bad. And so I went to Highland Park, and they're privately owned. And when this was 10 years before Me Too. And when I tried talking about being sexually assaulted when I was 4, they pretty much called me a drama queen.
Oh my God!
In a psych ward, yeah, seriously.
In the psych ward?
Because they said, "Oh, I guess you're becoming your own doctor," and I wasn't allowed to talk about it.
Oh my Lord!
Because it was an inappropriate thing to talk about. And
these people are giving you medical care?
And it was paid for by tax dollars, and the guy was offended that I was 22 and wanted to get laid.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh,
all right, guys, here's the thing. We've had a couple episodes now where the medical field has not come through, y'all.
Yeah.
This is serious situations. Our system's fucked up. Our medical system's fucked up. Apparently, anyone can be a doctor, I found out.
Yeah.
You could pretty much, anybody can be a doctor. And anybody could be, like, literally, I don't know how, like, people say the tests are hard to do these things, but I'm starting to wonder, like, are they?
Yeah.
Because if these fucking people exist in a psych ward and they're supposed to be giving you care.
Yeah.
Well, oh my God!
Well, the guy who was offended by me wanting to get laid when I was 22, like, he wasn't an actual doctor, but the doctor there, he went along with them, like he wasn't the worst part, but I don't think he was very good, but he wasn't really bad.
Are they like religious based?
Well, they're a state funded psych ward, but some of the people who work there are religious. They have this idea, like, not all psych wards have this, but they have this idea that people with mental illness should never have sex unless they're married. But when you have mental illness, it's harder to get married.
Yeah, and also depending on the severity, like, of the situation, like, yeah, for sure. for sure. Because first of all, you have to find a partner, and then you have to convince people that it's not like, because they will put you in a stigma. They'll stigmatize your feelings and your ability to feel, and at what depth you are ability to feel. They'll be like, well, we don't know if you're in love. Like, they get to decide how you feel sometimes. That's fucking ridiculous.
And so when I was when I was in the psych ward, I had trouble moving around. I was still kind of in shock from the whole thing, and I asked for some help. And at one point, I was just asking for some water, and they thought I was faking everything, even though honestly, when they didn't read the fucking papers when I got there to see what I did, and I was recovering, and I was left in a hot room for 5 hours with no water.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
just like now, were you like now a risk? So they kept you quarantined, They decided I was a risk later because I tried. They were threatening to throw me in jail when I snapped off at them, and I tried to go. I said at one point, "Fuck it, I'd rather be in jail." So I didn't really hit the guy hard. I just gave him a tap like this, like a slap on the, like a slap. It didn't hurt, guys. Yeah, he just smacked my hand as hard, and he didn't even smack it. So it is a tap.
They had security come and they forced a shot on me.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So this shit is real. Like, I've heard a couple in the psych ward stories.
I recommend the movie Unsane to anyone who hasn't seen it. It's Steven Soderbergh's latest movie.
What's it called?
Unsane. It didn't. Claire Foy is in it.
No.
I saw it in theaters. It didn't do too well at the box office. I wish it did better because it could have opened people's eyes about how our mental health system is in this country. That movie is a pretty accurate depiction of psych ward. The only thing that's not accurate is not all the patients sleep in the same room. If you were depending on,
I wouldn't think about that.
The only time you'd be allowed in the room with someone who was born if you're same gender is if you're transgender.
Oh well, good. At least they do recognize that.
But
that's nice.
But when I was there when I was 18, it was a different time. But they had a rule: if you were gay, they would not give you a roommate.
What? Like, because they can't have, like, they don't have opposite sex in the same ward, right?
They don't, like, they had a rule that, I don't know if they still have this rule at that psych ward, but before social media, they had a rule that the patients cannot exchange phone numbers with each other.
What?
A lot of them did it anyways, and they were quite, like, I had my first kiss in that psych ward when I actually kissed the head cheerleader of Stevenson class 98 when I was there in 02.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Was she there with you, or she came to visit?
No, she was a patient there.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. The mistake I made was I didn't get her last name. I know she lived in Wrigleyville. I didn't get her last name. I took a trip to Wrigleyville to go find her. I remember where she lived. I tried to see if I could find her like the local bars, even though I shouldn't have been there because I was under 21. I was 18 at the time. She was 21. So
whoa.
And she was 4 inches taller than I was.
Whoa. So you were like trying to find this girl.
Yeah. So
holy shit.
So I never found her, but it was moral of this story. This is a bit I do have to say, but moral of this story: if you fall in love with someone in a psych ward, they'll probably stop you from exchanging numbers. So get their last name. You fall in love with someone in a psych ward, get their last name.
You should write a book on how to survive the psych ward.
Yeah, I think I will someday.
You probably should.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So you went like, oh my God. So you're in the psych ward.
That wasn't the same state. That was when I was 18. This is the overdose. That was when I was 18 where I kissed the girl. The one I'm talking about with the bad experience, that was when I was 23.
23 is when you OD'd.
22 going on 23.
Oh my God. All right, what else you got? Like, if you've been in the psych ward, you have to have a lot of different stories that have I had
a really gross story last time I was there 2 years ago. Like when you said I tried to overdose on, well, not ibuprofen but Tylenol.
Yeah.
And
Tylenol's worse though because that fucks with your stomach really bad and your liver.
So when I was in Chicago Behavioral Health in Chicago Behavioral Hospital in the Plains, we had this really creepy 60-year-old. He goes, we were talking about stuff that happened to us. I forgot what the exact topic was, but his was totally off topic. He said, I was at a furniture store and a young girl took her coat off, so I blew on her shoulders. We all wanted to kick that guy's ass.
Ew.
Yeah.
Creepo.
Yeah. So
my God.
So like me, half the psych ward, the psych ward were people who were sexually assaulted or molested.
So you guys were like, fuck this dude.
Yeah, we all wanted to kick his ass, and I remember it said on his chart AO, which is sexually acting out. I don't know exactly why he was there.
Huh. Well, I could imagine if he's taking, first of all, if he's blowing on girls' shoulders, that means he's like testing the waters. Like, can I do this? And then, yeah.
So
that seems a little like, even that's just a creepy enough step that I'd be like, no. This guy.
Yeah. I was that was the last time I was in psych ward was 2 years and 2 years and 4 months ago because I at the time for that stay I lost my social security and I was about to lose my apartment, but how I kept it was I went back to school and I thank you to Obama, he increased the amount of Pell Grants you can get, so that they gave it they gave you money for living expenses. So I had just enough that I could pay my rent, and I eventually got my Social Security back. What the Social Security Administration did was they had there's a certain amount you can make each individual month. Okay. I thought it was every 4 weeks, but it's each individual month. Like if you make it's each individual month.
Yeah, so, it's only the days that
So I went. The most I ever went over was $70. So what they did was they took 15 months of my payments and just paid themselves back.
Yep.
And I eventually got it back. So I'm trying to get a job right now so I can get offered. Like it's a liability. I in my current mental state, like I probably find working 30 hours a week, but that's not enough to live off on a regular job. And the legal limit is like it's $11.80 before taxes now, but it's gonna be $12.20 next year. If you're legally blind, it's like $18.70. But the thing is that
if you're legally blind, you get paid $18.70 an hour.
You can get more from Social Security. You get more on your job. You get more on your job. I don't think I was clear. What I meant is on your job, what you can get.
Oh yeah.
If you work while disabled. But like my old lead at Sam's Club, he was legally I'm not going to judge his disability, but he was legally blind and he could drive. So I couldn't be a lead there, but he could.
He was legally blind and he could drive.
Yeah,
how is one legally blind and can drive? Like, is it
you have to get special glasses to drive,
like super prescription?
Yeah. So he.
What? Yeah, I'm like, I can't imagine having to ride along on that driver's test.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm sorry, I think you misspelled. I can see on the form.
Yeah.
You put legally blind. Like, no, I can't see. Like, okay, I'm gonna go get another instructor because no, I'm not sitting in this car. Or actually, I changed my mind. I'd be like, no. I gotta see this. Yeah. No pun intended, but I have got to see this.
Yeah. So
wow. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's continue. That's just sorry. That's just crazy.
He was so the legal, it's like 18 something if you're legally blind, and for all other disabilities it's $11.80 for now. Next month it's going to be January, so it's going to go up to $12.20, but that's before taxes. But you know what's ironic? It's like we're in Chicago the minimum wage is $13 an hour, and we're in Lake County where I'm at it's $8.25, and the federal minimum wage is $7.25. Like, even though I wouldn't want to live in a red state, like if you were a disabled worker, I would give you an advantage in a red state.
Yeah,
because you can work more and you won't have to quit your job to say you're going over my hours, I can't work here anymore. That's what they expect.
Right.
But what if you're disabled?
But you shouldn't have to do that. That's the whole point. You shouldn't have to do that.
What if you are disabled and have a kid? What are you going to tell them? Sorry, there's not going to be a Christmas this year because they're giving us more hours for the holidays.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, the system is made that basically it's just your worth is based on what you can work. So it's kind of fucked up because then, like, what if you can't really work just like everybody else and you're still like,
You know what I wonder? Like, in New York, like, how do you survive on disability there? Like with how high?
I don't know.
With how high? Like, you either have to be married, live with, or be married to a really cool person, or you have to be on low income housing. Like there's no easy way out. So
I tried to move to New York a couple of years ago, and it was like $1,300 for a shitty ass one room in a shared place in like a crack house. I was like, it's Chicago. It is. It's a beautiful city. All right. So with your time in the psych wards and shit like that, so like what else? So that's pretty fucked up that you took 100 pills
and lived.
Yeah. 100 and not like 100, like that's a lot. I'm thinking, like, how did you stay awake through all of them? Well, how did you not get to like 40 and be like, oh, well, there it is, I'm gonna go to bed now?
Well, they were weak pills. I bought the cheap kind. Maybe if I bought a more expensive kind, it would have killed me.
So the moral of the story was, if you really wanted to do it, you're gonna have to spend some extra money.
Yeah.
Much like a lot of stuff in life, quality gonna cost you.
Yeah.
What else? Do you have anything else that you think is something we should definitely hear?
Well,
that's as much as 100 fucking pills.
This is a shorter story. I got my first girlfriend a couple years later. Wasn't a very good experience though. I dated a former heroin using sex worker.
Oh no. Well, I mean, the heroin use is what I'm worried about. Sex work's fine. Heroin using. Okay.
And so one day she took some weird drug. I was at her house. Her roommate was calling me, asked me to go over because he wasn't doing too well and to keep an eye on her roommate's kids. She had her kids taken away from her, but her roommate's kids. So
wait, but her
roommate was 30.
Her kids are gone.
Her roommate was 30. She had 5 kids. Her roommate had 5 kids, 3 different baby daddies.
Wow.
And she
but they're okay.
And so she was cheating on her husband with an 18-year-old.
Oh, that's good. That's always good. That's healthy. Oh my goodness.
So my girlfriend took some weird drug. I don't know exactly what she took, and she was stoned off her ass. And so her roommate and her 18-year-old boyfriend were getting all kinky. So I covered my face with my coat so I wouldn't have to watch. And then he snuck up to me and rubbed his dick all over the back of my hand.
Oh, ew! They were doing this shit in front of you, first of all.
Yeah.
Ew! Oh, come on.
Yeah.
That's some fucked up shit. Oh my God.
So to get back at him, I showed him my penis that was damaged from the overdose.
Oh, well, wait. So that was how is your dick damaged from the overdose?
Well, it doesn't always get small, but sometimes, like when we're walking here, like it can get all shriveled up. It's more sensitive to the cold for some reason.
Is that because of like all the fucking drugs and shit?
I think it might be.
Or the catheter?
I don't know. It's definitely not from the catheter.
Yeah.
But sometimes when it gets really cold out, or like if I drink a lot of fluid, like it can get a little shriveled up after I pee. But like if I'm having sex, like it's regular size as it ever was.
Huh.
Yeah.
So it's just something about that OD.
Yeah.
Made it just perform on a mind of its own.
Yeah.
So like, oh my God. So with your ex-girlfriend who used heroin, was she using while you guys were together, or was
Possibly.
she supposedly
I don't know.
I
don't. She was definitely not. She. I think she was trying to kick it. But she was the first of 3 people I ever get credit cards in my name.
Oh my God.
So
wait, you let people get credit cards in your name?
Well, I let her because I never had a girlfriend before her. Eventually, I got not that there's anything wrong with being LGBT, but I would constantly have people saying, "Oh, you've never had a girlfriend. You're 24. You're probably gay." So I got sick of it after I knew she was bad.
But then just be like, "I've never had a boyfriend either, motherfucker." So
I got sick of people's stupid accusations. So I knew I was getting myself in a bad. I knew she was a terrible person.
You were just like, but I am not.
Yeah,
I'll show you.
Yeah.
I love women so much. I'm gonna date a heroin addict.
Yeah, and she was occasionally I Google her name to see, and she's been arrested many times. She once stole a bunch of stuff from the Pick and Save in Kenosha. She has a few assault and battery arrests. She's had a few drug arrests. I'm surprised she's not in prison yet. And she had another kid after we broke up, and had it taken away from her too. So
Jesus, she should just stop doing that.
Yeah. So,
but heroin's a fucking hell of a drug.
Yeah. So
caused you to date 18-year-olds too.
Yeah. So
who put their dicks on people.
Yeah.
Jesus
so
Christ.
One night, like a couple years ago, I was a little drunk, and I'm not friends with her on Facebook. So I just said I just commented on one of her. I went to her Facebook and commented on one of her posts about how she took credit cards in my name and it disappeared. But what happened when we broke up was she got pissed off because on MySpace, my best friend took a picture of me like a couple years before that of me making a weird face, and I just said bipolar BJ getting a BJ.
Ha!
It was just a funny picture, and her roommate got pissed. And then she got with another, but she disappeared, and she changed her number so I couldn't call her. But and then And then she sent me this message saying I never gave her the money. How dare I judge her? And then she said she said she was going to call the cops on me. I didn't threaten her or anything. I just commented on one of her posts.
Yeah.
And she said she was going to call the cops on me and get an order of protection against me. And the cops never came to my house.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't threaten her or anything. I just made a comment on her post. It was kind of snarky. I was a little drunk, but she was a terrible person. Not nearly as bad as what she did to me. So
yeah, Jesus. Well,
then so later I was doing jokes on stage about the mistake I made of letting her get credit cards in my name, and the old comedy club in Waukegan closed, and so it was supposed to move to a new location in Gurnee, and the owner. The owner was on Def Jam in the 90s, and I guess these money signs go off in, I don't want to say who it was, but in his or her head, and so I don't want to say who it was. So then I let the owner get credit cards made because I thought because they were on TV in the 90s, it would be an easy way to get famous. And that's what led up to that overdosing on Tylenol some years later because the person later showed me a picture of this check they were supposed to get, and they said if I could pay this person's plane ticket, they would get the check and we would be out of debt. And then they buy 2 plane tickets. Then I still wait. I was like a year. I didn't get my money, and then I realized when I was the final time I was in psych ward, I gotta stop talking to this person.
Yeah. It only took one last time in the psych ward to be like, you know what? No, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make amends. I'm gonna make amends with myself. Holy crap. See, I don't know. I would be like, if you were on Def Comedy Jam in the 90s and you need me to get credit cards for you.
Yeah, I should have thought of that.
But not all the time. Sometimes when you're young and up and coming, it's like, all right, well, maybe I don't know if I know I've definitely done some projects or like worked with some people where I'm just like, no, it's okay. This will probably work out. And then eventually it was like, this is not working out. And you just have to drop it. But I've never better though, because I don't have enough credit to get credit cards. So that's probably good for me. Yeah. I'll never be able to be scammed this way.
Yeah.
So holy shit. Before we say goodbye to an old friend, I don't think we're going to have this next time. Where can people find you on social media? What kind of shows do you do? I know you said you don't get to do a lot of mics, but do you have any showcases you go to or
on
frequent?
Tuesday, this is going on a week after. If you want to see me at Second City on the 30th,
okay,
awesome. I'm doing a show there. I'll be doing a tight 5. It's gonna be filmed with a high quality camera. So I'm gonna give you my best 5.
Nice.
It's me tried and true material that I know works. So I'll be sending this off to Buckers. So if you want to see the me do hopefully my best, Second City, December 30th.
Awesome. Now where can we find you on Facebook?
Facebook.com/BipolarBJ, my old stage name, Bipolar Brian Johnson, or Twitter. I think my Twitter is BipolarBJ as well. I haven't gotten Instagram yet. I probably will eventually.
Yeah.
But with Facebook, it's like every time I make a post late at night, I always wait, like with my anxiety, I always wake up in the morning thinking, okay, who did I piss off now?
Yeah.
So I had to stop posting late because I can only post like if I can see my post within the next hour so I know whether to delete the post or not.
Oh yeah,
so,
okay.
I feel anxiety when I woke up. Like if I make a joke that might get taken the wrong way, or maybe like I took it to, which I have done. I admit I've taken some stuff too far. But
yeah, I think we all have that learning experience.
It sucks that a lot of enemies I've made in the last 10 years have just because of bullshit on social media.
Yeah. But I mean, to be fair though, sometimes I think that's helping us thin the herd.
Yeah, I agree.
Thinning our herds.
I agree. Like I said with my high school, like you graduated in 2001, right?
Yes.
I graduated in 2002.
Oh,
so
okay.
So it's like we were like one of the last years where people where they told kids like, after you graduate, you'll never have to see most of these idiots ever again.
Right.
And with social media, it's like high school never ended.
Yeah, for real. All right. With that, let's take our palate cleanser. Cheers your water. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, good riddance to that. No offense, old overhold. All right. Brian, thank you so much for coming in. Me. Thank you so much for making the trek. Yeah. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time. All right. Thank you.
Man, those are great stories.
Seriously.
Okay, great. Yeah, now we just got to do an intro. So
yep, and I got it.
While she does
yeah, now you can watch me do this weird.
TV magic. We do the intro at the end.
Yeah.
You don't have to say anything for it.
Okay.
You can listen through the
Okay.
headphones if you
Okay.
want.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. I like it because I'm like, it's just like talking to each other. All right, let me do this with. Yeah.
I'll count you in.
All right.
5, 4, 3.
Hey, welcome back to episode 6.
You can't say welcome back to episode 6 because this is the beginning of episode.
That's also true. There we go.
Here, wait, just and for this,
Welcome to episode
think
6.
about how you're going to do the whole pattern.
Yes, I got them right. I put my notes, my tags right in front of me.
All right, cool. It's going to be like, welcome this episode. I'm Kalina Ote, your host. Man, it's going to be good to know somebody I've never met before. Because again, that's like, I want to know as the listener if this is the first one I hear that you two have never met before.
Yes.
Is that getting to know you process is really cool.
Yes,
Hit the highlights of the stories.
you got it. The
Where Brian's going to be at the Laugh Factory the day before the New Year's.
Second City.
Second City.
Yeah.
Second City. That's right. December 30th.
December 30th.
What time?
8 o'clock.
8 p.m. All right.
And yeah, be sure to reach out to
Should I talk about the 100 pills? No, I shouldn't say 100 pills.
No.
Just
Yeah, just like that's for somebody who's listening, who makes it through the show and enjoy. That's like for them. The thing you do want to say is if you write us a 5-star review on iTunes, I'll read your
Yes.
comments out on the air. Did you know you had one from?
no. Oh my God. All right.
Hang on a sec. Let me get that for you.
It's on where?
iTunes. The only one that matters is iTunes.
Oh yeah, I gotta get a.
90% of podcasts come out of iTunes, so that's like where you want people to leave your reviews.
Hell yeah.
So as of this would, because I know we had a week off because of the flu,
Yeah.
but this would have been right at that period. It was November 19th.
Okay.
Li Chick 1007. I loved listening to this. Gross as advertised, but quite hysterical. Loved the Li references and teenage boys. Well, hashtag truth. It's Li Chick. What's an Li reference?
L.I. chick.
What does LI mean?
I don't know.
I'm going to look it up on my phone.
Wait, she says what? Love listening to the, or they say.
The header for it is oh my god, OMG.
Okay.
Li Chick 1007. I thought maybe
I wonder if that's Liz.
like loved the Li references.
Love listening to this.
What does LI stand for? Lighthouse level indicator. What does LI mean in Snapchat? Oh, hold on. Lego Island. Laughing inside. I think it's laughing inside.
Oh, I love the laughing inside references and teenage boys. Hashtag truth. Well, hashtag truth. Dude, that's a cringy comment.
Yeah, it is.
Can't figure it out for the life of me.
Urban
That's-
Dictionary.
Wait,
LI.
so I need to, or can you screen, or I can write it out. Love listening to this.
Gross as advertised, but quite hysterical. Love the Li references and teenage boys.
Gross as advertised. What's gross as advertised?
But quite hysterical.
But quite hysterical. Okay.
Love the Li references
Quote.
and
Li.
teenage boys. Well, hashtag truth.
Ah. The
header for it was
teenage-
OMG. 5 stars.
Boys will hashtag truth.
Somebody was a
Funny.
dick and gave you 4 stars.
Ha!
Guys, you have all 5-star ratings.
Motherfuckers. I wonder who that was. I hope it's somebody I know. They'll be like, fuck you forever. All right.
Now it seems more real. All right, so yeah, talk about
Sweet.
that, and then
All right, we'll do.
And so hang on, stick around, strap in, some kind of verb plus an adjective for cringeworthy.
Awesome.
All right. 5, 4, 3.
All right. It's episode 6 of the Cringeworthy podcast. I am your host, Kalina Ote. I am in the Jazz Fuzz studios, and with me this episode is Brian Johnson. Brian gave us yet another solid show. Our ups and downs, our psych ward stories. There's just so much more to come, but I'm not going to tell you about it now. What I will say about Brian is if you would like to catch him, which you should, he is a great comic. I have seen him. I have not met him. Like we've crossed paths, but we've never, this is the first time you're going to hear us getting to know each other and really like delving into any type of, formal situation, I guess I should say, although it's actually quite hysterical at the same time. You can catch him at Second City on December 30th at 8 p.m., okay? On Facebook, he is Bipolar BJ. On Twitter, he believes he's still at Bipolar BJ, so check him out on there. For the Cringeworthy podcast, which is what you're listening to right now, we are on Twitter at CringePod. Facebook, The Cringeworthy Podcast, and Instagram, we are still Cringe Podcast. The biggest thing you can do for the show is go to iTunes, rate us 5 stars, and leave us a comment, and I'll read your comments on air. And guess what? We had a comment from November 19th. I didn't even know. Li Chick 1007 said, love listening to this. Gross as advertised. Thank you so much. But quite hysterical. Love the LI references. What? And the teenage boys will hashtag truth. If you think also that you have a cringeworthy story for us, email us cringepod@gmail.com. The cringiest story, we will send you a bottle of Malort to play along at home. Why Malort? Well, you're just going to have to listen to why. So here we go. Episode 6 with Brian Johnson. Thanks for listening.